Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So this is just an unannounced pop-up live. Sorry about the mess in the background and everything. I'm just trying to get out myself situated. Hang on a few minutes. Just gonna move that out of the way so you don't see. Okay. So I hope you can hear me. Okay. I can see the chat going on in the chat there. So this is just an unannounced pop-up live. So, hi guys, and welcome to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. Well, if you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It definitely helps members know when I'm posting videos. And yeah, I just started coming live on a Saturday afternoon. It is 59 degrees. Hi, Anne Marie. How you doing today? So this is Mr. Ron. I just started popping into a quick live. I decided to make this bread. I don't know how it's going to taste here, so we're going to do a taste test in a couple of minutes. So I did. I bought some chicken flour. I did the. It cost me $32 for 6 ounces of chicken flour, and yeah, it's expensive. And you got to think, well, what can I make with chicken flour? Well, I make a lot of different recipes, and I wanted to swap out some of the almond flour and give it a try. So, anyways, today I've been searching all day for recipes using chicken flour, and Joe and Rachel from Two Crazy Ketos, they have and a lot of YouTubers that follow carnivore and keto and what we do, and they've been making chicken flour using chicken breast. You can buy like at Costco's if you have a Costco's in your area, or all these or something like that. You can buy pre-cooked chicken and you can chop it all up, and you can do it through the processor and do it in the not the air fryer, but in the food dehydrator, and then use a like a spice grinder and grind it all up and make very, very fine chicken flour. And as a matter of fact, just hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is the chicken flour I was referencing to. It's called carnivore chicken breast flour. It's 6 ounces or 170 grams. And if you're concerned about the macros on the back of it are very, very clean macros. It's only like I said, it's chicken. It's chicken basically. That's what it is. It's chicken breast. Let's to open it up. We can open it up, but struggle with the tab. It seals up pretty well. Here we go. So again, I'm just gonna show you this very, very fine, very, very fine chicken flour. You don't want to open it up and get too much of a mess all over my desktop because I got to clean up my desk area. So I decided to do a recipe today. So what I've been doing is I'm going over some of my older recipes. The recipes that call for almond flour, I've been swapping it out and stuff like this. Now, this recipe, I did a 90-second keto bread in a mug, and I used a ramekin. Here's what the original recipe called for, and this has been out all over the internet. It called for 3 tablespoons of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1 large egg, and then a teaspoon of avocado oil, and you can add a bit more if you needed it if the mixture felt too dry. And the nice thing about the coconut flour, it absorbs quite a bit. So instead of using the almond flour, I took 3 tablespoons of chicken flour, and I got everything all whisked up. I got it all filmed. They haven't edited the video yet. I this came out of the microwave. Then I microwaved that for 90 seconds. All right. I haven't had a taste test, so I don't even know what it tastes like. It smells like chicken, obviously chicken, but it just, going to break the bread together, almost like when you go to church. Speaking of church, yeah. So I did the charity last night there, and my wife and my sister didn't win anything. I was going half of both of them last night, but she had another good crowd. But somebody won 2,000 last night, and that's the same girl that won the 2,000 about a month ago. She won the 3,000. So in less than 6 weeks apart, she's won $5,000 over there, plus all the other oddball games that she's been winning. That family over there has been very, very lucky. But yeah, it's just a fun night out. We did good on the pull tabs and all that stuff. And I wanted to do this for a while because I've been wanting to try the chicken flour. I got the idea from Cooking with Mel. She's a great YouTuber. She's from Australia, by the way. And every Saturday morning, our time at 11 a.m., and I think it's like 12-hour difference over there. So she's cooking at 12 o'clock at night. She goes live on Saturday morning, and her husband, Chris, um, does the filming in front of the island that they have in their kitchen area, and he answers all the questions that we ask him. And I'm also a member of her channel, and they call me Super Ron, and it cracks me up, because she knew I lost a lot of weight and stuff like that. And so did she, and she's got like 100,000. She just hit 100,000 subscribers. Can you imagine? When she did 100,000 subscribers, she had like a huge giveaway and stuff like that. So Donna and I went downstairs today. We went down to the basement to see what we could salvage out of there because the office is giving us the Sunday to get rid of the rest of the crap that's down there. I was only able to salvage one tote. I was just really grateful because when Donna and I got married, my mom made us a couple of quilts, with the like Afghanistan, but Afghans, not Afghanistan, but you know what I'm saying, with the yarn and all that stuff. And there were blankets, and a couple of them we never used, and they were packed in in plastic bags, and I put them way up high. Everything below that was totally covered with water, and all got too saturated for us to save any of it. And yesterday was the last day that I got a code red from the city on Thursday night that Friday was the last day that we could apply for the FEMA website. And I had already applied for FEMA. Now, if FEMA came in Friday to assess the damage for one last time, because they already appropriated the money to Leominster. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get anything. All they can do is say no, right? So it's worth a shot. And I estimated we lost about $4,000 worth of damage down in the basement. So did everybody. I've seen some couples over there yesterday trying to get some stuff out of there, but I looked at their stuff they're trying to save. It's just too bad. Like all your collectibles and your Christmas ornaments. And, we had a $400. I got the receipt if they need to see the receipt. Last year, I bought a tree off of the shopping network, QVC, for $450. I only got to use it 1 year. And of course, I wanted to put it up this year with the cap, but, we would have had it for when we wanted to put it up. And, she lost a lot of ornaments and stuff like that, and all my photographs got destroyed. They're all the totes were just totally all caved in, and so I'm just leaving this shit down there. Let them deal with it. I don't want to. I told Donna, I says I don't want to go down there anymore today. That we've had nothing but rain all week long, and I went down there today. There's 2 feet of water throughout the entire floor. I'm stepping in water again, smelling all that stuff through my nose. I don't want to deal with that no more. I told my wife. But I'm just grateful we were able to save at least one thing out of the whole shebang. And I don't know how they're going to be able to, so I took whatever I took of photographs. Now, when I had it stored, everything was stacked to their ceiling. And it was all crushed and down, all sprawled out all over every place. And it doesn't look like we had that much material in there. And but I'm sure the maintenance guy took some photographs and stuff like that. And I talked to the office manager, Tammy, Thursday about that. And she said that they had somebody coming in there and assessing all the damage. I don't know if we're going to get anything out of all that. But if we do, we do. We don't. My biggest concern right now is my wife's health and getting my weight back on track after the overwhelm with everything that was going on. And of course, now that I got a new car, at least I don't have to worry about it. But the new car is, really cool because I programmed it on my mobile app. I got a mobile. I think I probably showed you in that last video. That's the that's the mobile app, and it tells you how much gas I got on the car with that green bar, and it just you can start it up from your camera, which I've done already a number of times. And it's really, really cool because if I happen to be in California and my car's in Massachusetts, I can start it up in California because it's all controlled by the satellite. So it's really, really cool. And I took full coverage on the car. As a matter of fact, AAA called me up today. Now, I was with Mayfair, which is in our area for Commerce Insurance for my vehicle and my homeowner's insurance. The homeowner's insurance wouldn't give me flood damage. But AAA, I inquired to AAA. And he called me up today, the representative. I'm going to get a hold of him on Monday. And I'm going to be taking out some different policy on the apartment insurance because if the house, I live up on the 4th floor. If the house, say like if the roof came off or whatever, or say like if the roof all of a sudden split open because of whatever, and we got all water damage, I want to get covered for that. I mean, I'm spending $300 a year for apartment insurance, and I'm not going to get covered for all my electronics and all my belongings. I can't start over again. So you really need insurance. So if you're a homeowner, think about that. Even if you live in an apartment, you might not ever think about that. But what if a pipe split or something like that, and you lost everything? Donna and I were homeowners back in 2008 before the bubble busted, and I had a condo, and there was water running all day, and I didn't think nothing of it. And I at the time I had homeowners insurance. I didn't even know I could get money from that, and I would have applied had I known. But what happened was the pipe split, and because it was in the middle, it was spring, and it was all the winter time, and the water was dripping down. And we had like a 2-decker on the condo, and the bottom basement had 3 feet of water that came gushing down from inside the wall area. And I had to call the plumber up. He had to rip out all the plumbing, and that cost me almost $10,000 worth of damage. And I didn't know I could have made a claim up against the insurance company. I ended up calling into my 401k to cover the damage. But yeah, it was terrible. And so these are some things. If you're a homeowner or apartment insurance, you should always that watch it back, and make sure you understand what your policies say. That's the best tip I can tell you guys, because I really thought we were covered with the homeowners insurance. And I bet you about 98% of people in Leominster didn't have flood insurance, and unless FEMA can pony up and give us some money from it, we're all going to lose out. It's just too bad. So let's take taste test together. So this open it up this way, break it apart. See how it break? You can see that. Okay. I got my doubts about this, because I really don't know what it's going to taste like. What I had in mind later on down the road was maybe if I make this again, instead of using a ramekin, I'll put it in a square sandwich. Those plastic containers that you buy your kids there when you make a sandwich for them for school. And so I can make that in the shape of a bread, because basically you just pop that in the microwave. Now, when I first started keto, I started making the 90-second keto bread. It was one of my very first recipes that I ever made. And that little white in there, that's just from the egg yolk. But yeah, hi Tamika, how you doing today? So just this is the first. So I could like it. I don't know what I'm going to. I'm anxious to try it, but I'm not anxious to try it. I don't know if you're familiar with what a pudding is, but it's a potato dumpling that the French Acadian people make around the holidays. And my friend Mary and I did a documentary on how they were made up at the church parish where I go to bingo, and they have that's a holiday fair coming up in November. And anyways, she sampled one, and she did all she could do not to barf it out on camera, and it was pretty funny afterwards. But for us, you kind of have to like develop a taste for them and grew up with that like we did. It's all we had around Christmas time, and it was a lot of work. It was basically grated potato, flour, and you take some ground pork, and you make it into a ball, and then you boil it. That's all it is basically, and it is, of course, it's an awful lot of work. But yeah. So what do you think? You think I'm gonna like this or not? I don't know. Let's see. Give it a try. Taste test. It's a little dry on the inside. Maybe if I put some butter on it or something like that, you could definitely taste the chicken. I was hoping for a different taste. Maybe next time I could probably put, and I can taste the salt that I put in the salt. They put 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt in. Maybe next time I could probably put a little bit of sweetener in or something like that. But again, I'm just experimenting with the 90-second keto bread recipe today. It's actually not bad. Have a sip of coffee because I had to get rid of the taste. Yeah, I know. I see that. Warm it up with some butter. Yeah, definitely. Wow. Yeah, experiment is always fun, especially when I was cooking something in the Instant Pot the other day, and I have it on film, but I didn't put it up in that funny video moment. When you have an Instant Pot, when it's done cooking, you you're supposed to wait till it naturally releases for 5 minutes, or once it hits once it's done, it naturally releases to bring down the pressure of the pressure cooker. And they pop the seal up, right? And you take the lid off, but they vented the seal, and the steam from all the moisture inside the crock pot, well, the Instant Pot rather, got all over this, got all over the top of the seal and all over the cabinets. I goes, wow, what a mess. And you can hear me in the background with one of those other poopy words, and I cleaned it up. It was pretty funny. It wasn't funny to my wife because you could hear her swearing at me in the background, calling me an idiot. It was pretty funny, but yeah. But I'm just gonna ask some prayers for my wife there. She's got some problems with her right eye. She might be losing her right eye, and I'm really nervous about it because they don't know if they can save it. She's got cataract in her eye, and she's going to have surgery on both eyes coming up in October. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And yeah, it's just too bad. It is what it is, But I've been under a lot of stress and a lot of strain because of that, and because of the flood, and looking for a car and everything. And with the school situation, I backed up on the school now. Monday, now that I got a car, I'm going to go back to the college on Monday, and I'm going to find out if I can get back into some type of class and continue on my education. I'm thinking about just doing a couple of online classes because I'm going to need some online class stuff before I go back in-house anyways. And I could probably take my English or my math course or something like that, or whatever I could take to get my degree. And I think that would work out better for me right now, so I don't have to worry about trucking my butt behind all the way up to Gardner from Lemus is probably about 7 or 8 miles. It's not far; it's all highway driving, but still, I got to be vigilant on the miles I'm putting on the car because of the. I'm leasing it, and I'm allowed 10,000 miles a year. I don't want to go over my mileage, so that's the only bad part about leasing the car. I'm thinking about possibility of going down to the bank on probably in January or February sometime, and seeing if I could buy it outright from the dealership on the lease, and see what what might be involved in that, and see how much of a difference it would be in the car payment. I'm not paying more. My goal is to pay less. I may have to put down a little more money on the car, and that's okay. But I didn't want to have the entire balance showing up on the credit report right now, because we don't owe any bills. I paid everything off right now, and the only bill I have is just a car payment, which is affordable. But $500 something is a lot of money to be paying for a car. Especially when you don't own the car. So, and then eventually if I want to own it, I'm going to have to pony up some more money at the other end. But it's a 3-year lease. And if you take a car out on a loan payment, you can go 72 months on a loan payment now. You might even be able to go longer than that. I don't know. But I know at least you could go 60 payments, 72 payments. And, again, there could be longer payment terms for all I know. But I just, I mean, I love the car. I'm kind of really, it's like when I'm driving now with the car, I'm saying, well, why did I wait so long? But, unfortunately, had this not happened, I could have gotten another couple more years out of my car, because even though I had a lot of dings and dents into it, it was still a good car, and the engine was very good and clean, and the interior was very clean. It was just the outside needed cosmetics and had some rust on it. And to be honest with you guys, even if I would have kept my car the way it is and decided I wanted to get all that stuff fixed up, it would have cost me just enough to buy another car. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up leasing the car, because you really need a vehicle nowadays to get around. There's no bones about it. My neighbors across the hall there, they get rides everywhere they go because they don't have a car. But and she just lost her Social Security for some reason. I don't get it, but they took that away from her, and now they're only living off of his income. And electric just went up again, and so his rent just went up again. I don't know how they're just barely getting by, and I know it's got to be tough on them, but they're not alone. They fall into that situation. And then what really ticks me off more than anything is you got these illegals coming into the country from the Mexican border, and they're all getting free housing, and they're all getting $2,500 a month right up front. And they got homeless people on the street, and you got veterans that they don't care about. So what's wrong with that picture? There's something wrong with that. That needs to get changed, So yeah, they do have them at which is a community college here, but it's they don't have as far as the videography. They have. I'm going to go talk to her about that this week. As a matter of fact, thank you for pointing that out because I don't need to go down to Garden Monday. I could just go down to the Leominster office. I got Casey's number. She gave me a business card, and I'll call her up and see if I'll make an appointment, talk to her. But I want to go back to the college on Gardner anyways because the short time. Well, I was only there a couple of days. I must have talked. I must have talked to everybody while I was down there. They all know who I am down there, and I just wanted to see. I wanted to go down and say hi to them. It's, because I really wanted the video end of it because when I went downstairs, I was looking at all the camera equipment, stuff like that, and all that stuff I'm familiar with. And then I was talking to Scott there, the new director of the local studio. He was telling me, Ron, you might want to think about Fitchburg State because they offer a little bit more. And if I wanted to continue I could go on to get my master's degree over there in a 4-year program instead of a 2-year program. At Fitchburg would be a little closer than Garner. So that might be a possibility. If you're familiar with Fitchburg, when I take my wife, like Friday, I had to bring her up to Burbank Hospital for her. She's got a shop. She has to do every other Monday. But we pushed it off to Friday because we didn't have a car. And Fitchburg State College is right next to Burbank Hospital. So I know where it is. I just never been inside the college before. So maybe Monday next week, I might even go down there and just take a tour and just talk to some counselors over there and just see what would be involved if I want to go to school here. And I've already got the financing for the tuition. They gave me almost $8,000. I haven't even used any of it. And so. And I got 2 books I have to return if I go down there and go down there. This bread there, that's what it looks like on the inside. You can smell the cheese. You can definitely smell the chicken, because it is chicken breast. But I had my doubts about that. I mean, I don't really know, but I saw a lot of great recipes. Mel from Keto, Cooking with Mel. Again, she's got 100,000 subscribers. It does at least a live video every Saturday morning, and it's on their time. It's 12 o'clock at nighttime because of the time difference. And she's really a great YouTuber, and she had a lot of giveaways. She did the day that she did 100,000 subscribers. There, she had like a wheel, and she was doing a wheel random, and somebody came up, and she gave a lot of giveaways that day. And I think YouTube sends you a plaque, 100,000 subscribers or something like that. You got to pay for it, obviously. Nothing comes free anymore, But yeah, I'm getting a coverage of when I'm seeing what's about to happen going forward with the the economy and everything. Even though things look really dull and bleak right now, so just kind of like hang in there a few more days, and when everything starts switching around, you'll know what I'm talking about. Because I know you got my cane on the back end of the bed over there. I want to get a whole new setup in here. What I told Donna, I'd like to go back down to Kohl's. I want to get a brand new comforter and another blanket on top of the comforter. And I got some curtains. I got some like a blue shears. I want to change that to something different. And on the back end wall, I want to put up some photographs and stuff like that from my Aunt Jeanette. She's a professional photographer. And she said, just go onto her SD account, just take the ones that I want, and she'll let me have them. What I'll do is I'll buy the frames and I'll just mat them into the frames, or I'll go down to Michael's and have Michael's do that for me. My aunt should do that for me, but she said if you get a good quality frame, you can spend anywhere from 100 and up for a good quality frame. So, and she was going to let me buy about 3 or 4 of her frames for like about $100 a piece, because she spent about $300 or $400 for frames, But when I go into her house, she's got them all different, twisted in different ways at different angles, and she takes a lot of macro photography. Last year, she says I got involved in photography. Every time I'm out on location with her, she teaches me different tricks on how to take photography and stuff like that. So it's a win in my ass, like in her 80s, We're never going to go skydiving last year, but we decided at the last minute not to go. But I'm definitely still planning on doing that. I don't know when, though. I got to get my left hip's going to come out in January. I've already got the paperwork for all my pre-op appointments for my physical therapy after the surgery, and hopefully we can continue with that in January. Because I really need it now. It's been terrible trying to get some sleep at nighttime, guys, and if you and also I had been able to do too much walking. It's been stinking raining out every day. You see how hot it was raining out yesterday? It goes, oh my God! I was like, what the heck? It's like this every stinking day. Now I saw on the 5-day weather forecast, after today, I thought the mayor said something about we might see some sun today, but I don't see no sun today. I don't know what he was talking about, but it's been overcast today, and it's been kind of like raw. But we got a couple of days of showing in the 80s next week. That might be the last of the Indian summer, right up until I think I saw Friday sunny every day. I'm definitely going walking every day next week. I'm going to make an effort to get out there because I miss going walking. And I got this thing. I got a DJI gimbal. This is really cool. You put your set your mobile camera up over here, and that it's got a. Let me pull that bracket off for you. Okay, so this is a metal bracket, and it's magnetic, and you take your case off, and this locks right into that. And then when you turn your gimbal on, as you okay, it's got like control levers over here, and this is like a joystick. And it's got different modes. You can do landscape photography, you can do portrait photography and or video. I bought it mainly for the video end of it because we got some events coming up in our city there. We have the cannoli festival. I'm not a fan of cannolis, but I like to go down there and just just be part of the festivities. But the mayor did that just as a gag one year, and the first year they ran out of cannolis by about 7:00, and the event started at 4 or something like that. And one of the cannolis, they had lines going all the way up at the midnight, people waiting for them because they didn't have enough cannoli trucks out there. And they have live music and stuff like that. And of course, everybody in the city knows who I am. And then they shut down 3 or 4 streets for that. And then we got the Halloween parade. So if you got kids that, you want to come to the Halloween parade, it's towards the end of October, but bring your kids, dress up. You could participate in the parade. It's not a long parade, but they shut down a couple of streets, and they have trucks and floats and stuff like that. If you're creative and you want to bring a truck with floats, you can do that. You don't need permission from the city. You just go down there, you set it all up. And, you're right along with the parade procession and the kids and the parents. And usually I film all that. And that's why I got that DJI mobile, because what I want to do is I'm going to leave the main camera rolling wide angle, and I'm going to follow along with the parade like this, scrolling along with the, taking some interesting video shots. That gimbal will extend about 10 feet. So like if I'm walking down our streets, I could take video of the buildings as I'm walking and narrate what I'm seeing on a voiceover. And that's really, really cool. And I could get really creative with my videos. And you could take like aerial drone videos. I could pretend to take aerial drone video of low stuff and stuff like that. And and then after the parade, they have in the lower common area, they have a whole bunch of tables set up with candy for the kids and stuff like that. And then they have a train coming up pretty soon. And on tractor parade, that's I think a big line of tractors come up. Like there's big city front end loaders and stuff like that, and farm tractors. And of course, again, if you got a tractor and you want to participate, you just let the mayor's office know that you'd like to get involved with that, and it's free. And they line up all the tractors, and they have free ice cream and all that stuff there for the kids. And they'll let the kids get onto the tractor, and you can take photographs with video with that of the kids. It's a fun activity. The mayor does a lot of fun stuff like that. Now he's been the mayor of Leominster for 30 years. He's running again this year, and what I understand is nobody running up against him because nobody wants to run up against him because they know they haven't got a chance. And he's ready to retire. Which, I was hoping he'd retire this year because it's a tremendous amount of responsibility being in charge of the city. And I see all this. He doesn't get hardly any rest. I know he doesn't, and he's constantly on the go with these ribbon cutting ceremonies and all this crap that's going on with the floods and. And being involved with FEMA and all that stuff there. And I wouldn't want that job if he gave me $200,000 a year and a free car and a free house. I would not take that job. It is too much stress for me. But you got one similar to Emery did. How do you like that? Because I had one. It's at the back. It was a DJI gimbal, but it was the lower end model, and that was one I got for about $90. This one over here cost me $150, and this is the DJI Gimbal 6. I mean, this is the best one that they have for the mobile camera. Now, my phone just got paid off. I'm actually thinking about adding another landline for my wife. So if I do, I'm going to get an Apple phone. And the Apple phone, the quality on that's phenomenal. Because when I go back to school, I'm gonna have to get an Apple computer, and so this is why we're gonna still keep the PC and go to the Apple product. So I'll have the Apple computer for myself, and I'll have the Apple phone for myself, and I'll give the other phone to my wife or a backup. So when I'm away, she'll be able to get a hold of me other than just Facebook text messages. And I bought this thing too. I had this before, but it got toasted in the downstairs. This is a dash cam. So you just hook that up to your windshield, and I got a plug that plugs in here, plugs it to the USB. Now, what's nice about the mirror that's in the car, I can just plug the wire in here and plug it right into the mirror of the car for the rear view mirror, and that gets the front and back. So when I'm driving, I can record my video on the road, so I can tell you what's going on in our city when I'm driving. And the only thing it didn't come with the micro card, so I sent out for 128 gigabyte macro card, and that'll record the video. And that was about $20 for that. But this I paid I got that on sale for $50 on Amazon. But they pissed me off. I sent out for my coffee through Amazon, and I got that chip card coming in. It came in Friday, but he wouldn't leave it at the door. He sends me a stinking text message that he couldn't get a hold of me. Every time they've come here, they just dropped it off on the bottom of the floor. I says, I don't get it. Now I'm not going to be able to get my package until the 2nd of the month. So that kind of ticked me off. So you better leave it this time around. I'm going to be calling them up directly and complaining about it, because I'm not always home to answer the door. And I've never had an issue downstairs with that. Yeah, I know it is very annoying. I never had an issue with that down there. And so we didn't have a very good weight loss month this month. I gained about 5 pounds. I'm not going to stress about it. It is what it is. I'm going to go back on a weight loss, in October. Tonight, I'm making I bought 2 huge chuck roasts, with the bone in. And I'm going to be doing the in the crock pot tonight, and I'm going to let it slow cook all night. I'll add a rub on it. I usually some thyme and some garlic powder on your powder, salt, pepper to taste, and some oregano, and then I'll just coat both sides really well. I'll lay it out in the crock pot, the 2 pieces that I have. It's got a lot of great marble in it for the flavor. I'll add a little bit of beef stock, and then I'll add a little bit of maybe 3 or 4 bay leaves in at the bottom, and I'll put it on high, but I'll let it actually probably this time I'll probably put it on like a medium. I think I got 3 settings on my crock pot anyways, but I got a timer. It's really, really great. I'll set it for 8 hours, but the only bad thing about that is over the course of the night, I'll be smelling that all night if you want to dig into it. The last time I made that like that, my wife says that it was the best roast she ever made, almost as good as my mother. But my mom used to make that. But my mom, she slow cooked the roast in the oven for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, and she kept what do they call that? She was taking water, put it on top of the roast or whatever, so it would dry up, and she would flip it a couple of times, and then she would put the carrots and then the onion after about an hour or 2, and then she let that cook in, and she put the potatoes in there, and then she would roast the potatoes on top of everything, and everything was all fork tender. It was when she made it, it was a die for. And when she made it, there was none left over, and she made those homemade breads I could still taste to this day. So I just I thought maybe I'm going to try to reduplicate that tomorrow. We did buy 1 potato for my wife. I don't do potato anymore, but I do carrots on occasion. So this nice Laotian lady last night there, I've been talking to her for a while now, and one week I don't know if I told this story before, but she wanted some pull tabs from me, and she only had $100 bill, and I didn't have change for the 100. I said, well, you can get the change over there. So I said, well, so can you give me $5 for the tickets? So she won 120 on one of the $5 tickets, and so she was happy, right? And so last night she brought me some flour, some Asian flour, and some Asian vegetables and stuff like that. So I'm going to be cooking something up with that this week. I don't know what I want to make yet, but one of the meals I want to make this week it's going to be a gumbo jambalaya. I never made that before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Polish sausage. I'll slice it all up. But well, first I'll take an onion, a pepper, and some fresh garlic, and now I will chop it all up very fine, and then I'll get that going in the frying pan until I get it almost translucent. And then I'll pop that out of the frying pan, put it aside, and then I'll put my sausage in there, and I'll cook that. I'll get that going. Remember, sausage is already cooked. You're just basically putting a coating on it. And I'll put some, maybe some shrimp. My wife loves shrimp. I know she'll eat that if I put shrimp in there. And then I'll put some, cut up some pork chop or something like that, and cut them up into little cubes and put that in there. I'll get that going until everything's cooked, just scraping out all the bits in the bottom of the pan, and then I'll add the peppers and all that back into the pan, and then I'll deglaze it with a little bit of chicken broth or beef broth, and then I'll add probably a tablespoon of tomato paste, and only add a small can of diced tomatoes drained, and I'll put that in there, and then I'll for the potato substitute, I'll take some cauliflower rice on a bag of frozen, and I'll steam it in the microwave, and I'll drain out the liquid as much as I can and put that in there, and then I'll let it cook it till it's done, and that should be really a great meal. And so these are some things that I'm thinking about doing coming forward for next week. And also I'm going to be making some chicken drumsticks. I got a huge package of chicken drumsticks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take like 4 of them, and I'm going to just cook them up in the air fryer, show you how to cook it all up. I'm going to make the 4 drumsticks first, and I'm going to have them all plated on the plate, and then we're going to go through the whole entire process together to the cooking process part, and then you won't have to wait for the final product. It'll be already done. And then we could just have a sample it together. And I think that's how I'm going to start doing live cooking videos from now on, because when I'm cooking live, you shouldn't have to be waiting an hour for the meal to be cooked. So that's how we're going to do that. So Anne Marie, I know I'm just talking to Miss T there the other day. She said she'll gladly have me sometime when you girls get together and do a live. I'd be happy to come in and join you, and I'll just give me a heads up on what you're cooking, and I'll try to make something similar, but I'll make it for low carb, because I think people would really like to see, a different version for a low carb recipe. I think that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, so it's going really good. Yeah, I had my cat there Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Thursday we brought him to the animal place where he had his nails done. They called them fish hooks because they were curling in and they were hurting. And he's getting really big, but he won't eat any more of the kitty stuff anymore. He won't eat the wet pack we used to give him, and all he wants is the damn treats. And he's getting big. And I go, you got to keep it up. The cat's going to go on the keto diet. I like roast. Yeah. Well, okay. With mustard, do you use Dijon mustard or you use regular mustard? Because I love Dijon mustard too. Either or is fine with me. I just and I can also put some soy sauce in there or something like that too. Because I made one a while back ago that was really, really good. Okay, regular mustard. Yeah, I probably use the same mustard we use. The French's mustard is one of the best brands out there. But I like the French's mustard anyways. But and I'm a fan of. I love the hot dogs. We've had hot dogs like last night. I had a hot dog at the bingo there. I can get what I want out of the kitchen there because I'm at work and I can get it for nothing. And yes, Oreo is about to be a sugar-free Oreo if he keeps it up. Yeah, I know he's a little fucking pain in the ass. You know how I get him out of my room now? You're gonna love this. This is funny. He's kind of like almost onto it right now because every time my wife drinks a lot of water because she doesn't want to dehydrate anymore. She was drinking a lot of water anyways, but we have an ice cube maker in the freezer, and she'll go like this, ruffle the noise. So wherever the cat is, he'll come running, and she gives him an ice cube, and she puts it on the floor. And he licks the ice cube, and he plays with it. He likes playing with it, and that's how I get him out of my room when I don't want him in my room, the little stinker. And because he put a hold on my screen over there the other day, I wasn't too happy about it. He got hung up on the screen because he was trying to get a bug. But I got to replace the screen when I move. And now probably got to put a piece of tape on it. Because I don't, these screens, they got them on the inside instead of the outside. And what I'm more concerned about, like if I have the window open or something like that, and I'm not home, and he's on my bed or something like that, and he pokes a hole in the screen, and then he goes 4 flights downstairs, and I don't have a cat no more. And when I used to live at the senior citizen high rise, I lived up on the 6th floor. And they had pets that went on the balcony and fell, and they lost their pet. And I don't want to say, as much as he's a pain in the behind, I love the little fella. I don't want to get rid of him, I just, we're just dealing with him, Yeah. So It is scary. I just, and I just, I keep my window shut, and when I'm hot, I put the air conditioner on. We have central air conditioning, central heating, and it's been cold. I've been so cold inside of me the last few days. I've been sleeping with the heating pad, not sleeping with the heating pad, but by using the heating pad, I won't sleep with it on. I don't want to cause a fire if it overheats the shorts. And yeah, so we got that. This is the that's the box of the. I got that. I'm definitely keeping it because I absolutely drive my wife crazy with stuff. And I'm about 60% when I buy stuff, I send it back because I'm not happy with it, and I drive it crazy with this. And I would like to think I'm responsible for every one of her gray hairs. But yeah, I'm such a nice guy, huh? So so what else did I just send back? Yeah, I bought a iPhone. Well, not an iPhone, but I bought a case holder for my Android. So I wanted to attach it to my car so I could do some live videos in the car. And I opened it up and it was broken. So I sent that back. And then I bought a three thing for the cat to raise up his trays. And I realized I bought it. The cat could have used it, but it was really for a dog. So I ended up sending that back. You know, I've already got my money back through Amazon. They're pretty good about it, but you got to be careful with Amazon because there's some products that aren't eligible for return. And you got to be careful with subscriptions on Amazon too, because I some a while back ago, I ordered some collagen, and I suspended my subscription for 6 months, and then all of a sudden I'm getting collagen, and I didn't order this, and then I realized it was on a subscription, and it wasn't eligible for return, and they charged me 30 something bucks, and because I was drinking that collagen since then, but just the idea is, if you value your money like me, Donna and I do, and you're on a limited income, $30 is a tank of gas or whatever, So you gotta be careful with that stuff. And you can go onto the Amazon website where your orders are and see, and see, make sure you're not on a monthly subscription because they'll automatically send it to you, take it off your checking account or however you got it set up on a credit card or not. But they could have created a real issue with Don and I because right up until all this flood bullshit happened there. We're on a limited income, and we got to be very careful on what what we got to watch out. In other words, we budget our money. We got to, we budget accordingly. And I like the other day, I had some money left over for that stuff there, and I ended up loading up the freezer again with meats and stuff like that, and I still want to get more meat and just keep going with it until I'm satisfied with it. But I'm looking for meats that are on sale, and I love that first cut steak that I buy, and I went down there like last week there, and I saw a couple of pieces, and I bought that, and of course then Friday, Dawn and I went shopping, and I saw some first cut steaks over there, and they had a bunch of it out, and I grabbed about 10 packages of steak, and that was about almost $100 something just for the steak, but that's how much I really love it. And then of course we buy the 2080 ground beef burgers, because I like making the burger patties once in a while, and meatloaves and stuff, and great hamburger is a great budget stretcher. My mom brought up 4 kids on ground beef. We must have eaten every form of ground beef, meals that you could possibly think of that your mom would probably make their kids. My mom survived on $75 a week on 4 kids with 4 kids that she had brought up. And that's another reason why I became big over the years because we ate all bad foods because that's what we had. That's what they grew up on. And we didn't really eat healthy like you would think. We grew up on soda as kids. That's all we ever had in the house. And then afterwards, when I was on my own, I was drinking at least 1 bottle or 2-liter Mountain Dew every day, and big bag of those chips I like, and all that stuff is garbage food, But this is all stuff that I learned over the years, what to avoid and what not to avoid. So, going forward, we're going to go back on track next week with the weight loss. Thinking about doing some egg fasting for a couple of days. It's just basically eggs, butter, and cheese. 1 ounce of cheese per egg, and 1 ounce of butter per egg. And typically, and you can have up to 6 to 8 eggs a day. And I guarantee you, at the end of the day, you're going to start cackling like a chicken. And you might even start growing some feathers by the end of the 3rd day, and that many eggs. And I've done that before, but I just, it helps me to get on that track. What that'll do is helps you get into ketosis, and when you're in ketosis, you try to get into 20 carbs or less a day. And so when I first done that, when I was doing keto, I started feeling really good and stuff like that. And I've been looking at some older videos, and this is why, I got everything, all the Word doc and all the video. And so we're going to do that. And, we're going to continue on with the journey and be vigilant on what I eat going forward, and put everything behind us now. That's all in the past now. And, oh, yeah, so I got a hold of my friend Kim and her husband. They're a website developer, and they have a small business over here in our city, and they take old computers and stuff like that. So if you have any computers and you live close by and you want to donate them, they'll gladly take them from you. What they do is they refurbish them and give them to the students, or they'll use them for parts. And I had one that I just recently brought them, that one that was kind of like it was part of the damage with the flood. And so anyways, I have a website, ronsketocafe.com. And I was telling her about it, and she's going to redesign the entire website for me. She's going to take it off of HostGator, because she told me HostGator got hacked a while back and going causing a lot of issues for a lot of people. So she's going to develop a whole entire new website for me. All I'm going to do it at that point, I'll just be able to drop and drag the information that I want to drop and load videos to the website in a very professional manner. And yeah, so she told me, she said, yeah, Ron, I says, I've been following you along, I lost 200 and some odd pounds in a 3-year period in Good Morning America. She was on Good Morning America before, and talking about her weight and the business that they had, because in the early days of 2020, when everybody couldn't go to school, if you remember the shutdown and all that, they were donating a lot of those laptops, and they were donating a lot of that stuff to the parents so they could do an in-home class and whatever, and she ended up winning the Citizen of the Year award last year. And so, that was all a win for them, and their business is really blossomed over there. So I asked her, well, how much would you charge me for the website? It goes, it doesn't really matter for me. I just want to get it up and running, and I want to make sure it looks professional and stuff like that. Now, this keto card that you see over here, this belongs to Vistaprint. I don't think I can have that as a permanent logo. But what I thought about the logo is, let me know on this idea. Instead of having the frying pan pointing that way, I thought maybe a nice coffee cup. You know what I'm saying? With maybe kind of like with steam coming out of the coffee, like if you would drink a coffee, something like that. And as instead of the O with a coffee cup, Ron's Keto Cafe, and all that's going to be a darker color. The lettering, it's going to be raised lettering. It's going to be a glossy card on my next order, and I'll have the QR code on the back of that. So I'm gonna wait till she develops the website first, and before I order some new cards, because out of 100 cards, it only cost me $20 for 100 cards. This is all I got left. I haven't got many, so I'm gonna be sending out for some more, but I'm gonna wait, because when I go back to school, I'll be sending them all out. So on my watch hours, Anne Marie, if you're still watching the video, I have 1138 watch hours on my tabs. When I go to where it says earn, and you go and you lifetime, and I got 1,049 subscribers. So what I've been doing, I got 3 tabs. I got Internet Explorer, I have Firefox, and I have Google Chrome. And I made clones of each one of those websites, and I have like over 500 tabs of my playlist running constantly 24/7 to bump up my watch hours. And and then I went on Kevin over there today, Tuba Chat. He had he did a thing today, and I'm sharing. I got about 4 other people right now. I'm running their playlist to help them out, and they're helping me out too, because how when you go in there, you'll say if you want to support somebody, help them out with their playlist. And I picked up a few more subscribers today. And I also signed up to become a member of his YouTube channel too, because he's a really great YouTuber and puts out a lot of great videos. And so if you're a subscriber, YouTuber, channel, or creator, and I'll support your channel every now and then. I'll send you a super sticker or a sign in for membership, because I don't mind giving back to the community, because like Anne Marie and the other YouTubers, they're awesome YouTubers, and they all they here to do is just to have a great entertainable channel and to be able to support other YouTubers. And believe you me, we don't make tons of money doing this. I don't make any money right now, and I didn't really care right now about that part of it. But I just want people to get out there and get healthy, and no matter how much you might be struggling in life, that just take it as it comes, and just be careful. Now, last night I think I was talking to Tina and this girl Lori last night. They're both heavy girls. They're both really pretty ladies, and they're kind of young, maybe in the 30s. And one of them's having weight loss surgery. And I said, "Did you have your weight loss surgery yet?" She said, "No, I'm having it next month." So I gave them all my card and stuff, and because they knew I lost a lot of weight, and I said, "I'm here to support you." They live locally, and I says, "Look, if you want to get together with me and my wife, we'll go walking together." My wife likes to go walking when she wants, feels like it. I said, and even if you want to get, that's how I lost a lot of my weight. I was walking every day. And and if you want me to help you, I'll go over. You can go to your apartment. I can show you how to make stuff, or I can bring it to you. Bingo, and have you tried this? But the problem with the weight loss, it's just a tool to help you to get there, and it's up to you to do the work. And I'm no different than anybody else. I love to eat, and I can't say that enough. That I love to eat. Bread has always been a killer for me because I love bread and I love potato chips and I love all that stuff. But it's all not good for you, and it causes issues with me. And so when you're having weight loss surgery, you still have to be vigilant and careful what you eat. And I've known people, and you got to lose a lot of weight right away, like I did when I went on a weight loss journey. And yeah, I might have put 3, 4, 5 pounds on, but my cousin had weight loss surgery the same day that I went on my weight loss journey, and so did his wife, and they lost over 100 pounds, and they put it all back on. Well, this 3 years later, I still got my weight off, you know. So I know people that have done that. And then my friend Deb from Keto Rewind, Jess's mom, she had that lap band surgery. She almost passed away this Christmas because what happened was every so many years you're supposed to have that checked, and she wasn't thinking about it or something like that, but it broke. And when it broke inside the stomach, they had to go in the stomach and take an emergency operation to get that out of there and put a new one in there for her. So these are some things you got to think about when you're having weight loss surgery, and that's why I didn't want that, because I like to eat. And Thanksgiving, if I want to have 2 or 3 plates of turkey, Thanksgiving, with all the things I do, I don't feel guilty about it because it's only once in a year event. Now, I don't want to cook this year. I've been after my wife. He says, "Why don't we it's just her and I." We used to always get invited out, but nobody feels like cooking anymore because it's just too much work. I said, "Why don't we just go out to a restaurant, and then if you want a pie, just get one couple of your favorite pies and whatever you want for desserts when you come home, and you don't have to deal with the mess." And then if you want a turkey, I can always buy a small turkey and cook it up in the oven. We can have turkey any time of day. Turkey is always available, but it's just you're paying the higher price right now. But there might even be a shortage with that coming up pretty soon, is what I'm hearing about. Everything coming up with shortages again. It's almost that time of year again. But you know what? With the, we don't even go there in November because I'm, you don't know how ticked off I am with that right now. But yeah, I guess I rattle off enough. I think I'm on there enough. But anyway, thanks, Anne Marie. I really appreciate all the advice you've been giving me and the channels, all the videos that you put out every day. I want to let me know again when you're going to be doing another game night, because I kind of really like that. It's kind of fun how you set that all up, and I still want to get involved with StreamYard. I have it, but I haven't used it yet. And if I want to start interviewing people and doing cooking lives and stuff like that. And I do have tripods that I can use for the overhead tripods. I got like 3 tripods. I lost a tripod down the cellar, but in the basement, and I had some camera stuff down there that got toasted along with everything else. But you know what? My wife looked at the stuff, and I knew inside her she was crying because my wife collects the Charm Tales. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's the little mice porcelain. And she had a lot of collectibles over the years that they make a mold, they cast it, and then they break it, and that's it. They don't make any more of that. And she had all of them. She must have had about $5,000 in collectibles. And I had bought her a nice mouse carousel back from the Hallmark company when they were around. This was back in the 1970s. And I spent like $400 for that back then. That was a lot of money back then. And I can't even find that anywhere now, not even on eBay. So that was probably worth $1,000 right there. And I went down there looking for it. It's gone. I mean, over half the stuff is gone today. I goes, what? I go, does somebody just walk by there and take the stuff, or did the maintenance guy just throw it out without me having a chance to look through the stuff? But it is what it is. But the bottom line is, I'm happy in one way because now when I do eventually move, I won't have to get rid of that crap. I can just say, just take whatever we take up here and go and just leave. But I'm going down to Foxwoods on the 21st of October. It's called the Oktoberfest, and I haven't been down to Foxwoods in I'd say about 12 years. And it's expensive. It cost me $637 to play bingo, but I'm getting a computer, and all the game payouts are $15,000, and it's the winner take all is $250,000, and I'd like to win that. It's pricey, and my sister's going with my cousin, and she said, I don't want to just oppose, but she said, no, if you want to come, you come, and if my cousin has a problem with it, she said, I'll take her car, and my sister's a smoker, so she might take her car anyways, and she said, the only problem is just be prepared to stay about 4 to 6 hours after the bingo gets done, because my cousin likes to gamble on the slot machines, so I'm only bringing $100 with me for the slots, because they're only going to get enough money out of me as it is. And I'll just walk around and take photographs and maybe go see a show at the theater or something like that. But I haven't been down there years. I could take a lot of photographs or video if they let me. And while I'm doing the slot machines, I'm going to talk to one of the pit bosses and say, are you okay if I do like a live video on the slot machine or something like that? So I think that'd be pretty cool video to do. I see other people doing that at other casinos, but I don't know over there if they let you do that or not. I don't think they have a problem with it as long as you don't videotape anybody in the main area or whatever, because not everybody likes to be on film, and I learned that the hard way. Okay, so Wednesdays and Sunday nights at 6:45. All right, I'll remember that because I forgot about Wednesday night. I was really, really busy this past week. And because I enjoyed that. It's fun how you put that all together, If people don't realize that when you do a YouTube channel like we do, how much work you really put into your channels and how much entertainment you're trying to, so I get sick of watching TV. Like right now I got some lessons on METV. I watched not even a minute and a half of the news sports while they got the Rifleman playing. That used to be one of my favorite shows. It still is to this day. Yeah, I told my wife, I says, if I win $15,000 here, you can have it cash or they give you a check. I says, well, if I win $15,000, I'm going to be like Eddie Murray on the Beverly Hills Cop. I'm going to take $5,000 of flash money, and the rest in the check, so I can at least come home with something, and and I'll have them take the taxes out, so whatever's left after taxes, so I don't have to deal with the tax end of it. But the most I've ever won down there, I won $1,750 once on a bingo game by myself, and then my wife a couple of times. She won $3,000 a couple of times on the slot machines. The most I've ever won on a slot machine is like $600, and I'm not that lucky on slots, but it's just a fun day out. It's expensive, but I mean, they got a lot of things you can do over there besides just gamble. It's it's a fun activity, and of course you can bring your kids there if you got kids, and of course you got to be 21 to go into the casinos, and unless you're like that Vegas movie. George Papalopoulos putting a quarter in, win the car. I said, yeah, right. I should be so lucky, right? Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something about that. So my mom and my sister and my nephew John, they all went down to Foxwoods one time to play bingo, and you had to get the car within so many numbers or less. And my mom is going 10% with my nephew and my sister, and my mom got around 49 numbers, and she did get the car. It was a $10,000 car at the time, because that was when the values were a lot less than what they are now. And she had to take the cash, because she had to give them each 10% of that. So they each got $1,000. And my mom was really happy she won that. But it is possible to get that. My sister, she's won quite a bit of money up there, but she goes there a lot. I can't afford to go there. It's just too expensive. I value my money a lot more than that. But the only reason I'm going because I paid off all the debt, and I have some extra in the bank, and the other extra I'm just leaving in there for. I was going to say a rainy day, but it's been raining. So I'm thinking Marjo, so I was saving in there for a sunny day. But anyways, yeah. So that's what we got going on this week, and again, we'll we'll probably do some more lives coming up next week there on the live cooking. I'm probably going to do the chicken one there on the live one. I'm thinking probably I got Donna's got no. Well, she's got one appointment Wednesday, I believe. She's got one appointment this week there with the gynecologist there this coming week, and that's it for appointments for this week. So so maybe one day in between there, I'll probably select a time. I was thinking about maybe 4 in the afternoon would be a good time to do a live cooking show, and just like again, I'll get everything all going for us, and then I'll cook it up, and we'll figure out how we're going to do this going forward. But if you watch some of those cooking shows on TV, especially the morning programs, they have like an assembly line going through the entire process, and then they have the final product at the end because they're limited on time. So I can actually do the whole thing similar to that, and I think that's how we're going to do live cooking shows, But anyways, enough said of all that. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's I just you got to spend money to make money. Just like that Powerball drawing, it's almost $700 million now, something like that. I didn't buy any of those, but because they don't even get a number half the time. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys all go. Thank you for joining me in an unannounced live, and again, I don't know if I'll. That's the chicken flour. Again, if I put some butter on it, maybe warm it up a little bit, maybe toast at it, might be fine. But I just wanted to give you my taste test and my assessment on the first time that I had chicken flour recipe. And Mel's got a lot of great recipes on her channel, so I'm going to probably do a couple more based on what she does. And but she made some mug cake ones and stuff like that using chicken flour. But for the price you pay for that, I can't see spending that kind of money for that. But I just wanted to try, and that's my official assessment. Will I buy some more chicken flour? No. Will I make some chicken flour? Possibly. But unless I can find something that it tastes too much like chicken, it doesn't taste like bread at all. But on one of them that she made, that she took egg whites and she mixed it up with the chicken flour. But you need like 2.5 cups of chicken flour and some baking powder, and some other stuff that she put into it. And the bread texture on the inside was soft and spongy like bread. And because you're not, and the reason why that came out like a yellowish color because of the egg or the yolk probably. And so if you're using the chicken whites, chicken egg whites, and you can use cotton egg white as well, so you don't have to waste the egg yolk. It'd probably be better, but I'll try that next time. Maybe I can cut back on there. Hey, Carl, I'm just getting ready to kill the video, but I was talking about we made this today. We made it our first ever chicken crust 90-second keto bread. You can just replay the video. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys all go. You guys have an amazing day, an amazing night, and I'll definitely be joining you on Wednesday night at 6:45 and Sunday night at 6:45. That'll be right after the Patriots probably lose another game against the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow night. 4:20 in the afternoon, another late game. Oh my gosh. But anyways, have a great day, guys. Thank you for joining the live stream. Have a great night.